you're a rock star with consistency. We had the ski season where you were still fitting things in, and you obviously had a great ski season. But what in your mind is kind of propelling you as a masters runner here, keeping you healthy, performing, and really nailing things down? Like, what are your takeaways from what you've done that works so others can hear it?
Yeah. Um, you know, aging has some benefits. You, I think you quit chasing the shiny things,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, beet juice, great. Go after it if you want to go after beet juice.
Yeah.
You know, let's let's do hard hill intervals every day for the week. You know, all these, I think masters are past the hot and heavy, cool moment of the week or the year or whatever type efforts. In the biggest value, I think certainly to coaching is that we control what we can control, and that is that consistent training is your best partner. Just
Mm-hmm.
getting out there and being consistent with a program that makes sense for me, not necessarily for everybody else. But being consistent with that program has been, my bread and butter for making the most out of my running. And then within that program, I think it's been changing the modalities a lot more than I ever did on my own. So, example, a lot of times I'll go out running for my mental health, just need to blow off the day and get out there and put some miles in and get that stress relief. But the problem with that is I tend to just do it consistently. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
running the same pace. I was super surprised when you introduced sprints at the end of easy
Yeah, the
runs,
strides. Yeah.
strides at the
Yeah.
end of sprints. Like, what is this? This is not marathon. I mean, strides. This is like 6 minutes, sub 6 minute miles. What in the world are we doing, Brant? And so, but what I learned, just from that vehicle alone, is it was sort of like lubricant. My system just all of a sudden picked up and started to understand that my legs could turn over a lot faster than I thought they could. Because they
Mm-hmm.
were just so ingrained in this kind of steady grind, mid pace.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm working hard, so I must be doing good. That mindset change over time of wait, the easy runs are really supposed to be easy, and the harder stuff, like these strides, should be harder.
Yeah.
And compartmentalizing those
Yeah.
really made a difference. And I think you giving me permission, well, not exactly permission, if I run a little bit too hard, I noticed your comments. Your body's feeling pretty good today, huh?
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's kind
Yeah.
of a subtle, like you kind of
I
ran
see
too
it.
hard
I see
today.
you. I see you.
I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Um, it's that permission to run easier.
yeah.
And you know what? It's so much more fun. It's
Yeah.
so relaxing. It meets all those kind of mental stress needs, but it also does good for your body.
Yeah.
It develops that endurance and resilience and muscle strength that's specific to what we want to do. I think that's really been the biggest change is just understanding it's the consistency that makes a
Yeah.
difference, and then introduction of different modalities in I can't remember how you said it. You said it in such an eloquent way. The secret to the sauce is how you mix those
Yeah. Yeah.
vehicles or modalities
Yeah.
that you put together, and it starts to make sense over time, right? It's
Yeah.
like, wow, I didn't know that my body could do this, and that's really fun. I mean, it's not just a PR. You just start to realize your body could do a lot more than you thought. So let's use this as an example. 30 some years ago, I ran Chicago. Just kind of trained for it without a lot of knowledge and whatnot. I ran a 256 something or other way back when. It wasn't long. Last November, I ran CNO. I ran a
Yeah.
255. Like, I beat my PR 30 some years later. And, the training has changed so much. We used to just go out and work really hard, right? You just went out and ran your brains out and ran as hard as you could and did all these efforts till you fell over and puked and then your coach yelled at you to go do it again and go harder. training has changed so much. I liken it more to pharmaceuticals now. It's dose dependent, it's time dependent, and it's the right pharmaceutical. And you
Yeah.
give your body these right combinations, and it responds. And I think you feel like it's more like, I don't know, what is your thought? Because it feels like the science is pretty well understood now of how to train the human body.
Yeah.
There's nuances, but don't you feel like what we know now is pretty substantial and pretty solid? There isn't a lot of guessing anymore from your standpoint.